Day 163 of following my morning money mindset routine to become a millionaire. My mindset books tell me to be patient. Good things come to those who wait and visualize. So I will continue with my routine, knowing that one day, through the work I'm putting in now, I will become a millionaire. Immediately upon waking up, I do my money mindset meditation. I sit for 10 minutes and meditate on money. I picture myself earning it, spending it, giving it away, rolling in it, and throwing it in the air. After that, I do my money chant. I heard a new one that I liked on TikTok the other day, so I'm using that now because the other one didn't seem to be working. Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. Every time it chings, money comes to me. Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. Every time it chings, money comes to me. I move on to my money journaling exercise after that. I pour a cup of tea and sit down to continue writing zeros, signifying all the zeros that I will have at the end of my bank account one day when I become a bajillionaire. Once my hand gets tired, or I fill another notebook, I do my money skincare routine. I've been using my Eau de Money essential oil for 163 days now on my skin and hair, and I'm still not tired of the scent. It smells like banks and Wall Street and the way you would imagine Gringotts smells when you watch Harry Potter. Following that, I move on to the portion of my day that I like to think of as I eat money for breakfast. Eating dollar bills to start every day is meant to signify the abundance and the ever-replenishing energy of money. I'm still not sure about this part of the routine, to be honest. The bills stopped tasting so bad once I started washing them, like lettuce. But I'm quickly running out of money, what with having eaten all of it. But I've committed myself to completing this 365-day money mindset challenge, and I know it will work. I will become a millionaire, so here goes. Okay. Hopefully you realized early on that all of this was entirely untrue. If you didn't, I apologize for alarming you. I do not, in fact, eat $100 bills for breakfast, nor do I do money mindset chants on my living room floor every morning. I only do those on the full moon. But I wanted to make a strong statement about a trend that I see coming up very frequently in the personal finance education world, and that I worry can be really harmful to some people who are just starting their own financial literacy journeys. And that trend is money mindset coaching. People who are trying their best to turn their lives around financially don't always know where to start with this learning process, which is entirely okay because no one ever taught us most of this stuff. So if this sounds like you, don't feel bad. And the thing is, when you're in this place, it's really easy to feel the pull of doing money mindset work to improve your wealth because it seems like an easier place to start than dealing with your actual ones and zeros in your bank account. And I also see it marketed and pushed in a really predatory way on a lot of online learning channels right now. Now, before you click off because I've just massively offended you and your love of mindset work, it's completely okay if you enjoy doing money mindset work. That in and of itself is not a problem at all. And I actually do agree that some mindset work can be helpful to improve our thoughts and limiting beliefs around money. But what worries me is that it's missing a very integral part of the equation to truly get out of a bad money cycle if that's where you found yourself right now. And it's this omission that will always keep people poor regardless of how much mindset work they're doing. So in keeping with today's somewhat snarky tone, I'm going to teach you the money mindset secret that millionaires use that's actually what's missing from most money mindset work, and I'm going to share this with you after the jump. Before we dive in though, I want to say a quick hello and welcome to the How to Adult Show. I'm your host, Corey Fowler, and this is your source for all the important adulting life skills, like personal finance, that you wish someone had just taught you in school. So make sure you hit subscribe and let's get started. Before we get started, in case you don't know me or this show yet, and we kind of got off to a weird start today, my name is Corey and I'm the founder of the How to Adult School, an online education platform dedicated to teaching all of the vital personal finance skills that school just somehow forgot to teach us. Most of our educational material here is free, and every Monday you can expect a new episode of this, the How to Adult Show, to come out, and this is where we cover all things personal finance. Nothing is taboo, nothing is off limits. Everything is based around honest education, and most episodes aren't usually half so snarky as this one. I've just got a bone to pick today based on some very targeted money ads that I've been seeing about money mindset coaching on all of my social media feeds recently. Why I don't like money mindset work. So let's get right to it. Money mindset work as a whole isn't a problem at all. And I actually think that it should be part of basic personal finance education because it can help you get over limiting beliefs around things like how much you charge for your work, for example. The problem that arises, though, is that a lot of money mindset work is taught as this panacea and this magic cure-all to money woes. Bank accounts are empty? That's okay. Just save this money chant to your TikTok account and you'll magically start to receive money from the universe. Just look at all these people who you don't know on the internet who promise that it's worked for them. But it just doesn't work like that, and I know that you know that. Mindset work can be a part of all personal finance education, but it should be a relatively small part because there are more important and actual tangible finance skills to learn that are actually going to help you manage your money properly. And this is the secret that millionaires use to get rich, to be honest. It's not a secret. They don't just focus on money mindset stuff. They put in the time and the effort to acquire the knowledge that they need to effectively earn and save and invest and multiply their money so that they can achieve actual wealth. So while doing money mindset work might help you get over that emotional block that's been keeping you from asking for a raise for decades, most likely the thing that's been keeping you all of these years from achieving true financial stability is that no one has ever taught you the actual skills that you need to know to manage your finances properly. There is little to no education in most of our upbringings that teaches us the hard skills necessary to manage our money. And this means that a lot of people start out into adulthood at a huge disadvantage by having never learned this stuff. And unfortunately, it doesn't take long before bills start piling up and debts keep getting deeper and people start spiraling with their money. And it creates this shameful identity of being bad with money or bad with math. And that makes it really scary for a lot of people to go out and seek out the education that they need about how to get better at managing their money. So these problems and this feeling of shame exists because of a big hole in our current educational system. Enter a money mindset guru of questionable background, but who has a good sales page that includes promises of wealth without having to do the hard math-based work. And unfortunately, what happens all too often is people put down their credit cards, take an online course, do lots of money meditation exercises, but still don't see any direct returns in their bank account because they haven't actually changed any of their financial management practices. And this is my problem with the money mindset industry as a whole. A lot of it has become very predatory and very little of it actually seems to focus on teaching the basic core personal finance skills that you need to learn and that you need to develop to effectively manage your own financial situation. So I will say it one more time for the people at the back. The money mindset secret that actual wealthy people use is not a mindset secret at all. They have just put the time into learning how to effectively earn, save, and grow their money using the financial systems and tools that we all have available to us today. Now that I have been the bearer of bad news and have effectively shredded the last hopes that you've been holding about getting your financial stuff together, the question is, what should you be doing instead of enrolling with that money mindset guru who's been emailing you for the past month? Luckily, the answer here is actually pretty simple. You need to seek out and consume educational resources that teach you tangible skills about how to manage your money. You need to learn about concepts like saving, taxes, budgeting, negotiating, buying, selling, investing. The list goes on, but you absolutely don't need to learn it all at once. And you definitely don't need to worry about being bad with math because luckily for you, most financial concepts actually rely very little on math to understand what steps you should be taking. And you certainly don't have to worry about feeling like you're bad with money because how can you expect yourself to be good with money if no one has ever taught you how before? Cut yourself a break and stop saying that. This is how you get good at something. You learn it and then you practice it and then you learn a new concept that builds on it, and then you practice that. Trust the process. So, how do you start learning these tangible skills? I have some really great resources that I'm going to share with you that I have learned from myself that I loved and that I think are going to help you start to learn about managing your money the right way. First off, I'm a huge book nerd, and books are a really great place to start. Try to start by reading just one finance book a year and putting those lessons in that one book into practice. Don't overwhelm yourself. Books like The Wealthy Barber or The Automatic Millionaire or Smart Women Finish Rich are all great places to start. They're beginner friendly and they're relatively free from the showboaty financial jargon of the finance bros that might have turned you off this whole concept in the first place. I'm going to go ahead and link my favorite beginner finance books in the description of this episode so that you can go and check some of them out. And then after that, after you've looked at a finance book, start to connect with and learn from finance educators. There are so many people online these days even who put out fabulous free information on this topic because they legitimately see the huge gaps in our financial educations and they want to help. Don't worry if it seems complex at first. Don't get turned off of it. Everything seems complicated when you first start to learn about it, but over time, things do click into place as you get used to it, as you read and you hear the language more, and it does all get easier. Again, just trust that learning process. YouTube has some fantastic finance channels, same with podcasts, Instagram, TikTok. All are great places to find free finance lessons. And again, check the description for this episode and you'll find that I've linked a few of my favorite reputable finance YouTube channels that are great learning resources that I think you might want to check out. And finally, if you feel like you need some help pulling this sort of information together and then putting into action and then following through, I recommend taking a personal finance course. Either in person or online, find a course that covers the things that you want to learn and that ideally has someone available for you to ask questions from whenever you need clarity. Contrary to what many people think, you actually don't have to go it alone on this learning journey. So look for help from real live teachers who are good at what they do and whose job it is to help you get better at managing your finances. Again, check out the description for some of my favorite course resources. I truly believe that we should all be taught these things while we're still young, preferably while we're still in school, and I started this business in the hopes of changing that. But that's not the case right now, so in the meantime, we just all need to become responsible for our own financial educations and accept that. Before you go, please make sure that you actually go look at the description and check out some of the fabulous finance resources that I've linked for you there. They are chosen specifically to start helping you solve your money problems and then start to build wealth off of that. You'll find my favorite books, websites, podcasts, you name it, all dedicated to teaching you the solid foundations of managing your personal finances like a pro without having to say money mantras under your breath in the elevator on your way up to the office every day. So hopefully I haven't offended too many people with this week's episode. If you're still here with me now, hopefully you found this helpful and encouraging and are stoked to look at some of the resources that I've shared with you. If you did find this helpful, consider sharing it with a friend who maybe needs some of this information as well. And to keep things interesting, tell me if you watch this about the weirdest money mindset practice that you've ever heard of in the comments below. There are some strange ones out there. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit subscribe to the show if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you right back here next Monday when we release a new episode. Thanks so much. Have an awesome day.